Fucking oops. Sorry. This meant to come on. Yo, welcome to the show, folks. As you can see, I am flying solo. Yeah, Brooklyn P can't make it today. Unfortunately, he has some very important things that need his undivided attention, so he can't be here tonight. But as you know, the show must go on. So we're gonna keep it moving. And I got a couple of things. I really didn't want to start the show off. Sorry, I'm looking at my coffee. I really didn't want to start the show off like this, but I'm a little in my feelings because we've been talking about this. You guys can hear me, right? Hold on, let me just double check because we've been talking about this. You okay. Guys can hear me, right? All right. I'm sorry. I just got to, sometimes when you run a solo, you forget certain shit. But again, like I said, I didn't want to start the show like this, but it feels like you guys are not listening. We've been talking about this Medicare Advantage um, uh, fiasco or whatever you want to call it for over a year. And the participation rate, the percentage of participation is dismal. It's heartbreaking, because this Medicare Advantage is going to affect you actives. It's tearing up the retirees, as we speak. There's so much going on with the retirees as far as them having so many different problems. And once they do it to the retirees, which they already did, who do you think is next? You know? And like Brooklyn Pete and I always talk about, a lot of people don't want to do anything until it affects them. This is affecting you. It may not be hitting you right now, but it's affecting you. Trust me. It's you. You're coming. It's coming down to you, and a lot of people are not going to act until it's too late. And then I have no sympathy for you because you had a chance to do something about it before it got to that point, and you chose nothing. So when it happens, hey, it is what it is at that point. So what I want to do is I want to show you uh, a, a clip of what's happening in Washington. It's actually two clips of a full clip. I'm not going to show you the full clip. I'll post it up later. But I want you to see how serious this is. All right. And so give me a second and let me show you the first clip. Okay. So just check this out.
Um, in the healthcare space, something that we've both spoken to is that some of the worst actors are in the for-profit medical space,
Are
are in for-profit health insurance, big
yeah,
pharma, et
yeah.
cetera. And one of the worst companies actually is United Healthcare in this respect. United Healthcare is the largest health insurance company in the country. They are the largest employer of doctors and own thousands of pharmacies, clinics, surgery centers, and home health agencies, as well as hospice providers. Secretary Kennedy, are you aware that President Trump's Department of Justice is reportedly investigating United Healthcare for criminal insurance fraud? in some of their for-profit health insurance plans, like Medicare Advantage?
I'm not aware of that investigation.
You are not aware that the Trump Department of Justice is investigating the largest insurance company in America that
No, I'm not aware of.
for fraud in Medicare Advantage
No, I'm not aware of that.
that
But
you have jurisdiction over?
it doesn't surprise me.
So that was the Secretary of Health Insurance, not aware of what's happening in his own circle. But I don't even want you to focus on him. And at first, let me just say, I know a lot of you people can't stand AOC, but I need you to just come out your feelings for a second and just look at what's going on in Washington and just judge it for itself. And then later on, you can hate on her as much as you want. But notice she specifically mentioned Medicare Advantage and fraud in the same sentence. This is what you guys got. This is what your union is pushing as the best thing since sliced bread. They're lying to you. They're lying to you. Right? So now, hold on. It's not over. Now, again, remember, this is a longer clip. It's about 4 minutes that I got. I'm not going to show you the whole clip. I'm just two pieces I want you to really focus on. So listen, watch this next piece real quick.
Okay. In your submitted testimony, you said HHS takes seriously our role as responsible stewards of taxpayer dollars. Are you aware that for-profit insurance corporations like United Healthcare have been found to be defrauding public dollars of more than $80 billion a year?
I'm not aware of that number, but
You're
I'm
not
aware
aware
that
of
there's
that?
fraud across the for-profit sector.
Respectfully, Secretary Kennedy, if we're making decisions around waste, fraud, and abuse, this is the largest source of waste, fraud, and abuse of public dollars in the public insurance
You
space.
say $80 million?
$80 billion a year.
80, did you say 80 million or 80 billion?
80 with a B, billion.
With a B, yeah.
Yeah.
80 with a B. He doesn't. Guys, this is beyond serious, right? And just to prove my point a little bit longer that Medicare Advantage is a shit show. Now, granted, for some of you, it is pretty good. It is the best thing since sliced bread for some of you. But this plan is not a one-size-fits-all plan. And your fellow members are having major problems. And again, like I said, it's coming to you next. You guys have to get involved in this. Now, if it wasn't such a bad thing, the union in Staten Island wouldn't have changed their bylaws to make sure that their members don't get involved in that. And also, I just saw this post here, right, that says, ATU 726, they successfully negotiated a contract with no Medicare Advantage. Now, not all of them are covered under that, because from what I understand, 1179 is still negotiating, and I believe that's Dan. I don't know if Dan's watching, but I believe that's Dan's union, Dan Nav. And so I hope that they negotiate the same way and get rid of that Medicare Advantage. But you guys need to get more involved. You guys have to spread the word. You guys have to speak to each other. I posted up a flyer where you guys can come down. It's on a Saturday. It's just for about 2 hours. And just come down to the meeting, sit down, have a couple of refreshments, listen to what's happening to your medical coverage. Listen to what's happening in the retirement community, because you're next. And you can also ask questions and then answer them. It take 2 hours out of your day. Hopefully Saturdays it'll be a nice day, You come in, you sit down, you get some information, you ask some questions, and you leave with information that you don't have. And then you help spread the word. You see, take a screenshot right there. If you need me to email it to you or text it to you, just hit me up in a messenger or whatever. But get involved. Let spread the word. You see me post it, share it out. That's what the least you could do is share it out, right? Um, and also we're asking for donations because we're in court right now. Can you get that off the screen? Thank you. Talking to myself. Also, we're asking for donations because we're in court fighting. We're fighting for the option to get traditional Medicare put back on the table. So, in case you don't like it, you can opt out. They stripped that from the retirees, they stripped that from you. You don't have the option to go back to traditional Medicare. You can. You could just say, I don't want it no more and leave, but then you're on the hook for that 20%. And you're going to have to get supplemental. So you screwed either way, right? But the fact that they took it away from you, didn't even give you a chance to say, hey, I may want to keep it. They just took it away and then they trying to sell it on you like it's the best thing. When they're even arguing in the Capitol Hill about how these fucking companies that are for profit are frauding you. They taking your money. Not to mention you paid for traditional Medicare. You're still paying for traditional Medicare. If you have FICA on your check, you're paying for something you're never going to get. Are you guys listening? Do you hear me? What more do I have to say for you to get involved? Okay, let me get out my feelings real quick. But listen, if you the least you could do if you want, you could donate. Just donate. Every now and then five. It doesn't matter how small it is or how large it is. But we need the donations to fight this in court. All of us are retired. We ain't got no extra income. I mean, whoever's not hustling ain't got no extra income to be paying no lawyer. Not no lawyer fees. The lawyer want like $50,000 to do an injunction. Where that money coming from? Now I ain't got $50,000 laying around. So we need donations. And you might hear some of your officials say, "Oh, don't give the TW100R. They're grifting you. They're lining their pockets." I ain't see none of that money. That most of that money goes to the lawyers. Some of the money goes to internal works like flyers, paperwork, meetings that we're having. All that stuff costs money. Trips to out of state to talk to other people. Who do you think's paying for that? But the majority of the donations goes to the lawyer. And the camaraderie, Brooklyn P and I spoke about this before. The camaraderie in transit sucks. Perfect example, you have Marianne Pizzatola, aka Pizza Lady, right? She's doing almost the same thing that we have. She has a case almost as very similar to ours, a little bit different because of who we are and who they are. But she deals with firefighters, police officers, teachers, and the camaraderie. I can't say the fucking word, y'all. The camaraderie there it's completely different from ours. She asks for donations. She gets over $200,000 in donations. Granted, she has about 200,000 people that's with her. But us 40,000, we can't come up with $50,000, $60,000. Are you kidding me? I need you guys to spread this word, to talk to other members, to find out if they know what's happening with their Medicare. A lot of people don't even know they have Medicare Advantage. They still think they got traditional Medicare because they go to the doctor with the red and blue card and they take it, not knowing that the people behind the desk know how to finagle it to make sure Medicare Advantage gets the bill. They don't even tell you. So you're walking around with a red and blue card that's worthless. Okay. Ooh, wait. Who's trying to play stupid? Who's trying to play stupid, Judy? I'm sorry. But again, listen, I didn't want to start the show off like that, but again, we've been talking about this. What up, Ernest? We've been talking about this for over a year, and the participation percentage of people who are looking to get involved or help or just gain knowledge itself, it's just it's dismal. It's disappointing. It's like I'm talking to myself. I need to see you guys participate more in this. Because listen, whatever happens with the retirees case, it's going to trickle down to you guys. Whatever happens, good or bad. So, Ron, I need you to come a little closer to the camera when you get a chance, because you're like a mile away. You hear me, Ron? That- I need you to get a little closer to the camera because you're like a little. All right, okay. So, guys, if you don't know, I have a guest here, Ron Springer. Ron says he has some things he needs to get off his chest, hence the disclaimer. But I'm going to bring him in so he could join me. 'Cause he probably has a couple of things he want to talk about with this Medicare Advantage. So everybody, let's welcome Ron Springer to the show. What's good, Ron?
All right, good evening, everybody. I'm a retiree and I'm loving it, but you have to consider your health because driving a bus or working for transit will kill you. All right, you have doctors maybe you went to in the past. You got to find out whether they take this Medicare Advantage. A lot of them don't. They don't want to be bothered with it. Mine's did it. The one that did my eyes, no, they want to do it. They don't want it. It's all well and good while you're working, and it's all well and good while they pushing it from the union. But I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you what I got. I ditched that 20%. I don't know if
Mm.
people can see it, but I ditched the 20%
What is that?
because my doctor will not take Aetna Advantage Medicare.
And where you at right now?
I'm in Brooklyn, New
In
York.
Brooklyn.
They
Yeah,
said, hell
Brooklyn.
no, that's my eye doctor.
Brooklyn. Listen up, Brooklyn. They already saying no.
He said, hell, they said, hell no, because they don't pay. So you want to put your life in jeopardy, get shit health care, when you go get surgery on your eyes, you don't know what to do. I talk to a lot of people, oh, I don't know. You want the best for your eyes, laser or what have you, fix it up. You done work and gave transit all of your life. I gave transit more years than I was existing on the earth. And then you're gonna turn around and give us this bullshit, excuse the expression, but this is what happened. You know?
You said more years than you existed on Earth. I'm just trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I came on the job when I was 24 years old. I gave it 32 years of service.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
So,
All right.
so that's more years or whatever. So you deserve that. This is a 1966 benefit when I was 1 year old.
Mm-hmm.
And it got taken away. And oh, it's good, it's blah, 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 blah. It's not good. It's not good. No. I'm out here working on the outside, and I had a consultant check on it, and they told me that it's shit.
Mm.
That's why had to get that. My co-pays are more, but I can go out of network and get doctors that uh, give you good second opinions and so forth like that. If you get the ones that come out of school, they're gonna take a whole bunch of clients, patients, to pay the loans back. Excuse me, pay the loans back, and they're not necessarily going to give you the good care. And you, as an individual, you don't need that. because you work and you gave your life for transit authority. Me, I'm not gonna play around. I ain't play around. I don't
Okay.
care if they get mad or whatever. That's their business. You're not telling the truth.
We're not. They're
Discussed this.
not telling the truth.
I discussed this before, and I asked questions. Well, you 70 years old. You're gonna go grieve this, and you're gonna be able to go through the process and wait, and then your ass get kicked out of the rehab, or you don't get this test. Right now, I'm waiting for the visiting nurse association to visit my father. The
Hmm.
last time that I was on, he had an episode and had to go be hospitalized, and he got out of the hospital Thursday. This is Monday. They ain't come, but he's still under the regular Medicare. But if he had to do it, he couldn't do it. That's my point.
Exactly. And we had a person in our committee who was in rehab, and they told him he has 1 week because Medicare Advantage is not going to pay. So he just simply dropped Medicare Advantage, went to traditional Medicare, and he's paying the 20%. But they told him he had to leave. They gave him 1 week because
Yeah,
Medicare Advantage is not going to pay. They told him straight up. But yet your
wake up.
union officials are coming out there and they saying, nah, it's not that bad. Even Richie Davis, we got him on camera saying it's in Puerto Rico. We know somebody in the depot who said it's not.
So let's ask the question: where is he now, and what is he saying? Where's $400,000 man now? Hmm?
Mm.
We got all this nonsense going on. Where's he
Mhm.
now?
Mhm.
Hmm?
I believe he had to leave due to unrelated circumstances.
No, where's he now? You ain't saying nothing. Nobody ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, he's
So this is
gone.
the reality. This
He's
this is
gone.
the
Yeah.
reality. Go speak to your doctor and speak to Edna themselves and get an explanation. Do not wait for these said individuals to keep feeding you this crap.
No, do. I hate to say this term because it's been used so much lately, and it's do your own research. But do your research. Listen, TW100R on Facebook. Sign up to get on their page. Go in there. You control. Just sit around and listen. Look at the posts, but read them. You will see what's going on with your Medicare Advantage firsthand. And
How
again, I
about
put
this?
up the yeah.
How about this? It's the most simpler of them. You see those people that be in the booths at shopping malls and stuff, and they have all of the health cares. Go have a
Hmm.
conversation with them and
Hmm.
take out your Edna card.
Hmm.
Don't take it from us. Don't take it from me. Like Blunt said, investigate,
Investigate.
investigate,
One of the simplest things you could do.
investigate.
This
Don't
and this may
take what's going on.
this may seem a little funny. Ask Google about Medicare Advantage. Watch what Google tells you.
Cheap, affordable health care in one sentence. That's the first one I got when we got Edna, and then they got rid of it. Anytime you have those words in one sentence, there's an issue there.
No, but Google's going to tell you some shit.
Yeah.
Google is going to tell you some shit that you're going to be like, okay, maybe this is not for me. Now, again, like I said, we're not fighting to take away anything from anybody. If you like Medicare Advantage, hey, keep it. We're not trying to take that away from you. We're fighting to get the option put back on the table for those who don't want Medicare Advantage, which is should be every fucking body. But you may not be having health issues, so you only go to your doctor once a year to do the regular physical, once in a while for something little, and you may not be having any problems. Fine, keep it. Great for you. I hope that stays that way. But the reality is, at some point, they're going to screw you. And the fact that AOC is out there, talking about how they're the number one fraud should scare you. Should make you want to pull out anyway.
Excuse me.
It's just
Damn
crazy.
it, United Healthcare. That's why the CEO got what he got.
That's why that CEO got what he got. And not only that, a lot of people are hailing him as a hero. Who does that? Why? Right? He did what he did for his moms. Maybe a little bit over the top, but nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. 40,000 or plus employees, and maybe 90% of you guys don't know what's going on. How is that possible? Nobody's talking about it. We've been talking about it for over a year, like I said. So I need you guys' help. I need you to spread the word. Talk to your fellow co-workers. Ask them what's good, Rob Whitaker. Ask them if they know what's going on. Give them a little information. Tell them where to go. TW100R on Facebook or YouTube, or even come watch a couple of our shows, which I wouldn't mind if you subscribe to the channel on YouTube. That would help us a lot. But come on, man. Come on. What else do I have to do? What do I have to do? You
Make an
know.
Aetna profile. Look at the expenditure of your account.
Mm-hmm.
What the doctor charged and what does Aetna pay out. Talk to your doctor about it and make some type of determination,
Right.
and then talk to your union reps about it. Not they say, don't take that they say that they're going to call. Ask them a question. Look at it. You're in network, out of network. Which one, what's good for me? If you
Right.
go and you get an opinion outside of the network, is this doctor going to pay? Because they're going to give you a list of doctors, but it might not be good for you. Everybody's not the same. And you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to know until it hits you. This is all we're trying to say. Everyone's not the same. And I feel they were wrong for negotiating a plan that they think that everybody was going to be the same. And your
Mm-hmm.
case is different.
Everybody's case is different. I think they were wrong for taking the money from the retirement to give the actives raises, but they don't care
Well,
about that.
yeah, they're not admitting to that, but that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much proof out there. How many
That's
how
it.
many lives did y'all do with that? And
Mm-hmm.
you admitted that you didn't read it and you just signed off on it.
Just signed off on it.
Hmm?
When Marianne had both the president and the ex-president at the table and asked them if they read the contract, and both of them said no. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, no, you are the president and the ex-president. Roger knows more about that shit than they do, and he's been retired for how long? It's
Well,
it's just
let's speak make sense out of nonsense. When
mhm.
Roger was president, Roger did a projection of years to come
Years.
of healthcare, and we were set straight. But
Listen, hold
somebody,
on.
I'm not naming no names. Oh, let's take Medicare Advantage, and all the problems came
Right.
up.
Now, mind you, he was so far in advance that he set it up so that, because you have to negotiate every 3 years, right? So he made it sure that the union, the president, and a couple other subordinates under the president were having to meet with them quarterly to discuss, what can happen with the medical and all that shit. Once Roger left, they never showed up to the table. They didn't even bother to negotiate.
Well, how about this? If you don't believe what me and Blunt are stating, there's what you call minutes from every meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Ask those set individuals for the minutes from the meeting.
Uh
There was
huh.
a bulletins that came out. Please attend the meeting about the health benefits. You didn't go. You can get
Didn't
those
go.
minutes. That's your right. Ask for the minutes. Anytime you go to any meeting, you're supposed to show the previous meeting with the minutes. They ain't go. So you know what? Transit Authority took it as okay. We're gonna do what we want to. And then when
Exactly.
they came in for the contract, they pushed everything at you.
There you go. Listen, all right. Listen, if you guys do anything, right? Uh, hold on. If you guys, the minimum you could do, I'm gonna put it on the screen real quick. You can screenshot this if you want. If you want to help fight the case for us, just take a screenshot. You could actually scan it right now and send a donation. But take a screenshot, put it in your phone, and if you can, no minimum is we don't care how small or how large you donate. Just donate. If you want to become a monthly a donator, please. That help us even more until we even if we win this case right now, transit is going to appeal, which is going to be at least another $100,000 that we're going to have to come up with. And like I said, we are retirees. The only way we get this money is through donations. So if you want to help, if you can help, please do scan the code, put it in your phone, or you can make a donation right now while we're speaking. But try to help out, spread the word. Go to TW100R on Facebook and YouTube, and just listen up. And if you want to participate, please do. So Ron, let's get
Yes,
off the
sir.
subject because we've been beating this horse to death.
All right.
You said you had some things you need to get off your chest. So I
Well,
put up the disclaimer. So what exactly is it that you want to talk about?
I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Uh, what do you do collectively as this union when you don't know something? How do you obtain the information and give it to the said members to make this thing work?
Mm. So
That is the question.
that question is to the
Well,
union reps,
everybody,
everybody. Okay.
everybody. Well, what do? You say you got experience. You take the photo out. You're out in the field. You want me to start naming? I see shitty buses. I don't see y'all wave to each other anymore.
Hmm.
The screw face and stuff. Things are not working collectively. Uh,
Mm.
People up on discipline. What's up? What's going on? Tell me. If you don't know whatever, what you gonna do?
So you don't think the culture has changed any since it's been
Culture
the
changed
way it
a whole
was?
lot. People are calling me left and right. What are you going to do for the future with the operators getting assaulted?
Hmm.
Before, what program can you put in to make awareness before this happened? The
Hmm.
climate has changed out here in the streets in the world. What are
Hmm.
you doing? Are you with it or what? I drove
Hmm.
for 32 years, 9 months, and never had nothing happen. I'm out in the street every day or whatever. Ain't nothing happening. Huh? There's something. There's something that you got to do to convey information or whatever. Just can't sit up there and say I'm so and so and so and so. And a lot of people are afraid. What are you doing?
Hmm.
Are you having crew room shop dates talking about it or whatever? Finding out what's going. Are we going over the detailed reports to see? Like I was use a clip from security with a attempt assassination or assassination. How could you prevent it the next time?
Hmm. Hmm.
This is old. This is how you do it in security and executive protection. You ain't doing nothing, but you oust the people that knew.
Hmm.
Hmm? Is that true to say?
I can't call it, but I've heard things too. Like one of the benefits of doing this show is that people trust what I say and what Pete says, and they trust us enough to relay information, and that's like one of the major benefits of the show. So I know what's going on. I haven't been in transit over 10 years, and I still know the workings, the inside things that are going on. People may not like that, and a lot of the things I don't relay back because they're told to me and like in a respectful and in a let me know kind of like this is awesome incognito shit. So I don't reveal, but I know I hear a lot of shit. Some of the shit I don't believe, but You know, some of the shit just gets verified. All you gotta do is look on social media and you'll see it.
Not only just social media. Look around when you go out on, you
Mm-hmm.
outside on there on the road. What goes on with buses and so forth like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
One of the
behind
things
the
that
bus.
one of the things that we always talk about on this show is operator safety. You know, and we're big big fighters for that. You know, I heard that they're supposed to be doing a new full enclosement, which I hope it's not that plastic shit. I hope it is something sturdy and at least maybe at the minimum bulletproof. And it's a full enclosement so that you can't get coffee or hot liquids thrown on you, or again, like I said, bulletproof for in the worst case scenario. Because I just read the statistics for the crime rate in transit, and they're up about 49% this year. From what I remember, it's like over 200 or something assaults and battery that's happened on transit ground. Some of those are on police officers, but the rest of those are on transit workers. So what are we doing to protect these workers?
1 second. I'm just gonna step away. 1 second. 1 second.
Hmm. So, uh, um, like I was saying, what are we going to do to protect these workers? With over 200 and something assaults, and we're just in July. Well, we're about to be in July. We're end of June. Half of the year. That's only going to go up. And you guys know as well as I do that that's just what's reported, right? 230 so far. That's just reported. Uh, how many more are not reported? You know, some of those are even, deaths by train and murder. I mean, how many of those are not reported at all? So what is the union doing? Let me know when you're ready, Ron. Just hit me a thumbs up. What is the union doing to protect you? What are you guys are not asking this question? You guys are not talking. When you go to your union meeting, do you guys ask the question, what are we doing as far as protecting us? What's happening between the leadership and the MTA? What are you guys negotiating on? What's going on? Keep us updated. Are you asking that question? Because you can also ask that question and ask about the medical advantage. A lot of times they're just going to push you off and say, "Oh, no, it's good," or "We'll get back to you." Well, if they do say that, just follow up. You have to follow up with these people when you talking about things like this. It's important because they're going to forget about it, and if you don't stay on their ass, then who will? Right? So the protection of not just, and I'm not just talking about bus operators, y'all. I'm talking about all transit employees, especially those on the platform that have to clean, the cleaners that have to clean. They're the most vulnerable because they out there doing their business, and all of a sudden, boom, somebody attacks them. So how do we protect them? Where are the cops at that they promised us? Why did they take the cops away in the first place? To save money, right? You ready, Ron?
That happens. That's my opinion.
You need to what?
Right? You need to train your workers. 1 second.
Okay. So you guys tell me, what can we do? Are you talking to your union rep about protection? Are you talking to your rep about Medicare Advantage? That they have the two meetings a month. Are you bringing it up at the meeting? Do you even attend the meeting? Because from what I heard, the meetings, a lot of people feel so disenfranchised that they don't even go because if they ask a question, they never get an answer, or they shut the meeting down real quick and close and send everybody home. If that happens, don't just let it go. Keep going to your union rep that's closest to you and bug the shit out of them until you annoying them to where they have to do. They work for you, not the other way around. They work for you, and if you need answers, you should get answers. Demand them. Now, I'm not saying go in there and fuck them up or some shit like that. No. Be cordial, dude. Just, come on, it's common sense. Now, if you have a good rapport with your union leader or your union rep, then, you use that to your advantage. Have a conversation with them. But make sure you follow up until you get an answer. And if they don't give you the answer to what you want and they can't help you, your next step is to vote them out. Simple as that. Find somebody who's going to do the work that you need to do. That's why you paying them. That's why they there. Because you can't have the whole fucking union members telling MTA what to do because they can't hear you. So that's why we elect one person to do that for us. But they work for us. A lot of them feel like you work for them. No, it's not that way. All right, Ron, go ahead, man. You all right? Praying? What's going on? You with us? Are you alive? What's going on? I don't hear you. You got to unmute yourself. There you go.
Sorry about that. I had a family member broke down with a car question.
Well,
Yeah. All right. So what we gonna do here? What we gonna do here now?
so I know you're upset about certain things about certain officials, right? What
You
is it
got
that?
union members that getting injured on the job, and you're hearing stuff, and you're not getting no real positive results for it. So what they gonna do? Take your union dues, that union dues, and hire consultants and handle it. But you need to do something.
Mm,
You guys that's working, put the pressure on them.
yeah, you got to put the pressure on them. You have to. Nothing's getting done from what I'm hearing. Now, no disrespect to any of the union members that I'm cool with or whatever, but uh, it's like we keep hearing that nothing's getting done. And I know that when you working as a
Like
union
it's kind of
official,
choppy. I don't hear you.
no, yeah,
Going out.
I know I hear you good. You're fine. I know that when you're working with the union as a union official, that there's a lot of things that people don't see behind the scenes. But again, it's part of the job. At some point, you got to find a way to address the members' issues. Some of these may not be priority number one, but they should be a priority if it comes up to you. And make sure that you follow up with handling it. Some things are not going to be done overnight. But if you go to them, you say, listen, I'm doing this and that and the third, or I spoke to this, that, and the third, I'm waiting for a reply, or I'm waiting for some action. I'm going to check in with them in about a week, and I'll check in with you.
I want
That
to
will
hear that
give some
crap though.
comfort.
I don't want to
Huh?
hear that crap. I'm talking because I ain't there no more. Ain't nothing changed. I was
Hmm.
doing it when I was there. I ain't take no shit from nobody, and I ain't gonna take no shit now.
Right. You shouldn't.
Tell them
You
I changed,
shouldn't.
Blunt. Did anything change?
I guess not.
There you go.
I guess
Hold
not.
them accountable.
Yes. The main thing is to hold them accountable. Put their feet to the fire if you have to. And if nothing gets done, when they come to you at election time, throw it in their face. Listen, I asked you to do this. I asked you to do that. What did you do? Nothing.
You ain't gonna have time. You might be dead.
Right. That's the worst case scenario. I hope not. No. But
Yeah.
that's the worst case scenario. But you need people in there, and I get because the last round of people seemed like they were gonna really change the culture, really stick things done, and a lot of people are still upset that it just didn't happen. You know, so, I mean, again, we're 6 months into the new change, right? Not a year. We're about 6 months into the new change, so it may take a little bit longer. But again, if you don't go in there and talk to them and ask them what's going on and what's what, and don't follow up, they're gonna forget about what you asked. They're not going to prioritize it. You know?
Hold on one second. I gotta adjust the AC. Hold on one second.
Okay. So listen. When you get a chance, um, just walk in the office casually. Say, hey, I got a question for you. Ask them questions about what's happening. Um, you know, get an answer. Don't get an answer, but the follow up. Let's get the ball rolling, y'all. Let's get the ball rolling. You got to take back the union. Don't let them think that
Let's
that.
give let's give them a homework assignment. We
Hold on, hold
want.
on,
You
hold
ready?
on. Yeah.
Let's give them a homework assignment.
Mhm.
Some people need to come back to us and tell us, y'all, what you did and what was
Mhm.
the reply.
Mhm.
Next week, we going on. You going on next week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So the
oh,
assignment is for them to go to the union and ask them what's going on and get a reply, and then come back next week when we start the show and report. We want to hear, especially when it comes to the two issues of safety, of member safety, and Medicare and your medical. Find out what's going on when it comes to those two issues. Everybody wants a raise. That's great, but you can't use your raise if you're on the ground. So let's get these things together. Let's get your priorities straight. Your protection is the most important thing, and then your health, right? Some people might want it the other way around, but either way, those are the two most important things that we need to be talking about. Forget about the race. You can talk about that afterwards. Get your protection under control and get your medical under control so that you could be here to spend the raises that you get. You guys know the life expectancy of a bus operator. I don't know what the life expectancy of it is around the rest of transit, but you guys know what the life expectancy of an operator once they retire. You want to be here to prove that wrong. You want to be here to be going on a cruise and living your best life when you retire, not fighting for something that you paid for. It's
and then
ridiculous.
you can't fight because you're too damn old and don't know the
Right.
system.
Now you stuck with that shit. And this is going to be me.
You got in there.
Coffee. That's going to be me when it happens. Because we tried to help you, we tried to warn you, you don't listen. Like the name of this. You're not listening. You're not. But yeah, Ron, anything else, man? You want to say?
Well, we got any other subjects we want to cover? It's
That's.
summertime. How you
Mm-hmm,
protecting yourself?
mm-hmm.
You know, it's extreme heat, fluid,
Let,
so
let's,
forth like
let's
that, and watch out for the loonies.
right, and let's get back to looking out for one another. You know, it takes nothing to wave to your fellow operator going by. You don't have to be saying hi. It's just a checkup to see, make sure everything's cool. Just look at them. Hey, everything good? Yeah, all right. Keep it moving. It doesn't take much to do that. Somebody might be fucking getting taken hostage, and you just right by them. No chance of helping them. You know, say hello to one another when you walk past each other in the hallway. I don't know if that's happening or not, but I'm guessing it's not the way I'm hearing things are happening. That you guys barely speak to each other. They saying that newbies coming in with a chip on their shoulder. Hey, OGs, put them in their place. Take them under your wing. Let them know how things are supposed to be done. Got to change the culture back to what it used to be. I don't like what I'm hearing. So, I don't know. Anything else you want to add to that, Ron?
Uh, Not off the top of my head, but
Because I know you were saying something about certain officials that you didn't like what's going on. So, I
excuse
don't
me,
want to
because
get
you're
to.
coming in chopped up.
I know you were saying some things about certain officials that you just didn't like what you
Yeah.
were seeing.
what is it? You hate when somebody else say something or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So what you doing? Hate is a strong word, yo. Dislike. You're supposed to have a conversation and uh, some type of forum where difference of opinion at the end you can meet in the medium and y'all got to do something and move. Y'all ain't moving nowhere. Standing still, and that's a bad thing. It's a real bad thing because it's going to hurt y'all. Some people
Mm-hmm.
got 10 years to go, 15, 5, whatever. And nobody's passing the torch. When I was
None.
dealing to school people or whatever, oh nah, don't listen to me or whatever. Nah, no problem. You let me leave out of there and leave with my bag of tricks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Okay. Well,
Oh,
again, like I said, I looked up some of the numbers. The statistics are saying that, uh, you know, crime is up in MTA by 49%, which we all know that that's just what's reported. It's not, it's not the correct or accurate number. It may be close or it may be far off. Well, I can't tell you because I'm not there. But our priorities, at least for this next election that's going to come up in the next couple of years, is member safety and medical. Those should be your priorities. Again, the raises you can put that in there if you want. Put that at the back end. You know, we need more participation in what's happening with retirees, guys. TW100R on Facebook. Sign up over there, or do it on YouTube. You can sign up, subscribe over there. Um, Again, the meeting I posted up, I'm gonna post it in the chat. If you can, please make it out. It's 2 hours out the day. Hopefully, it's a nice day. You can come, chill, listen, get a couple of snacks, and then enjoy the rest of your day. At least you'll have some more information that you could work with. Again, the homework we have for you guys. This is actually the first time um, we're giving up that I can recall from the years of doing this show that we're giving our homework to you guys. So pass the word. Homework for you guys is to go to your union official, ask them questions, your safety, your medical, or whatever else is important to you, and then come back and report to us what they said. And next week, okay, I'm gonna be looking for y'all next week. So yeah, I mean, again, Brooklyn Pete. Hope everything works out. For those who may be wondering, he put in his paperwork for today.
what to retire? He's going to join
No,
the club.
to take the day off. He put in the paperwork to take the day off. He got about a year or two before he can retire. And when that happens, this show is going to turn a whole different route. But hey, listen, Ron, I appreciate you joining me,
No
helping me out
problem.
today. For all
Anytime.
those for all those that watch, man, listen, I appreciate you guys taking the time out. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I definitely appreciate that. Um, those who in the comments, appreciate your comments. Hit the like button. Please share this out. This is one of the most important shows we say that a lot here. But please share this out into all the groups, all anywhere as much as you can. Share this out. That way people can understand what's happening. You know, uh,
Remember the homework.
remember the homework. Go to your officials, ask them questions, and report back to us next week. You can say your goodbyes, Ron.
All right. Thanks for having me on. Uh, hope I wasn't a little too vocal or whatever. And hopefully see you next week. All right.
All right.
Everybody take care.
All right. And guys, for Brooklyn Pete, I'm your boy Blunt. That's the end of our show. So fuck them if they can't take a joke.
Hope one day I can say that.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.